All right. So I haven't streamed in a while. Not that it matters, but the more I try to play this game, the more ridiculous it be. It absolutely won't save settings. Um, and then you get stuff like this. Uh, that's I just I'm trying to make sure that it shows the. Hold on, let me get on Twitch on my phone so I can see that it's freaking. Jesus Christ, dude. Let me find Twitch. Let's make sure it's showing my. Yeah, okay. So we got this guy over here that's doing something. I just flew from Butte, Montana to. Where the hell did I fly? Where the hell am I at? Look, I got some ice building up on here. It's probably a good time to fly. Ice is good for wings. It increases your lift and your aerodynamics and your flight control. So always try to fly in ice. It's the best way to do it, especially in a 172. Excuse me, got a cough. Anyway, so I thought I'd highlight some of the things that I'm finding. Sometimes I play this game and all this stuff occurs. I even some new bugs. For instance, they recently patched the game, it looked like, and now the career missions are almost non-existent. Like, you're lucky if you get any, and they're not all the ones that you should be getting. It's This game is just fucking broken, man. It's just beyond. Anyway, we're gonna end this flight, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about on some of the stuff. It absolutely won't save. So you go into configure. I have to do everything twice, and even then it doesn't save. So I go to identification, and I want to, let's just make it something short here, and then we'll change this. Okay. Now, that should be my tail number, and that should be my call sign. Let's go to fuel and payload. We're going to change this. I like to have a lot of fuel. I know I don't need all that fuel for what I do, but I don't care. Okay, official is fine. Variant should be. I mean, I can come in here and I can change this from cargo to 1000, and I can do it 3 times and go into the actual free flight, and it'll still have me list as a cargo. I can go in and change this, and it doesn't matter. It may work. It may. This part may work, the call sign, and then this just gives me a random tail number. I may not have a flight number in there, but then I go into the game and it gives me a flight number. I'm sorry, people, but Ass Oboe and Microsuck, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. This is not a game. It's a barely working live service that is so full of fucking bugs. I feel like I've crawled into an anthill. It's ridiculous at this point. And I know, I keep harping on this, but that's because the game isn't changing. I tried to bind some controls. Half the time they don't stick. And then the other time it doesn't understand that there's a modifier button in front of it. This is not a game. This is an alpha test that people have paid for. That's what I believe at this point. You can get it to work. The problem, like I keep saying, is the problem isn't that everything's broken all the all the time. It's that there's always something broken all the time, and it doesn't work as expected. I mean, this is clear. There's no flight number. That's what I do. Now I'm gonna start a new flight. Save and go back. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, let's do this. I have to constantly change this to constantly keep telling this to do live. Flight conditions. I have to constantly go in here and triple check this, make sure it's live. Go back. Oh. So, as I've said in my other videos, I've been playing with an Xbox controller. I have the Velocity Flight 1 yoke and the pedals, and the throttle quadrant that comes with the Velocity Flight 1 yoke. I plugged those in, and it took me 2 hours to get things to where the game would recognize the proper bindings so I could use it. It's they're getting worse, man. Microsoft Flight Simulator is just getting worse. So I tell people, use X-Plane or something else. Excuse me. Do something else. Let's do a free flight. And we're gonna go from here, and it's just so many bugs. Like, so I choose this, and then it doesn't show me all the spots, like all the parking areas. Oh, then it does. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's just like, you just never know what's going to break or what's going to work or not work in this game. I'm just... So I choose here. I've actually flown out of this airport a couple times as a student pilot. I haven't flown in a while, but I have flown out of this airport a few times. And I believe this is where the plane came out of, and it ended up being over here or something. But we're just going to choose this as the departure. Oh, well, okay, so it's going to remove it when I close. Okay, so anyway, let's go to arrival. I'm just going to choose, let's just choose Billings. And I don't know that I've flown to Billings. I've flown out of Kalispell City. I've flown Glacier Park, which is over by Kalispell City. I've flown to Missoula. I've flown to Eureka, Polson, I believe. I've flown a few places throughout my little student pilot thing. And like I said, I still need my cross-country 5 hours solo. I've got about 6 hours solo, I think. About 37 hours total towards my private pilots. And I still need my 5 hours cross-country solo. So, I'm certainly no expert pilot, but I have played a lot of flight sims over the years, and this one is broken. It makes me want to punch myself in the nuts. It's Jesus. We're just going to set this as... Oh, it's already set it as arrival. Runway 10 left. What is that? It's 10 right, of course. So we're going to do just a straight in. Pretty much 10 left. I need to check the sound and make sure my stream has sound. Testing. Yeah, okay, it's got sound. Not that anybody's listening, but if anybody ever does watch these, let's say I die in some horrible motorcycle accident, since when the summer comes again and I can ride, or I end up in some plane that has some wing fall off or something stupid, I always transfer these to my YouTube channel just to have a documentation of issues with this game, because I really think that they haven't just dropped the ball, they popped it, they threw it down on the ground, they jumped up and down on it, they covered it in cow poop, and then they kicked it at our faces. That's what I feel like Ass Sobo and Microsuck have done. That's a UPS flight. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to check this again, just to confirm. We're going to go in here, go to configure. Maybe it'll work this time. Variant is set correctly. G1000. Livery I don't care about. Fuel and payload is okay. Identification. November 01776. Devil is the name. And we're going to go back. We're going to go back again. Again, this is off live. It won't fucking save. Constantly have to change. This is just the story of this game. You can set the settings 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. The game does what the fuck it wants. It's just how it is. All right. So, what? Runway. Yeah, I know it's pretty high elevation around here, and I'm flying at night, and I'm not a big night flyer. I have my night hours and my night takeoffs and landings. I'm not the kind of person that even if I had my private pilot's license that I would be flying at night. Why would I do that? The whole point is to see, and I mean night flight, it looks cool, but I'd rather VFR daytime, see what the hell's going on. And all right, so I'm just not a night flyer. Okay, ready to fly. Remove this up here. I get so tired of doing this that because the constant bugs and such, that I literally I don't even do the full walk around that I should. But I remove things like this so I get correct altitude and airspeed, and my engine works, things like that. And I will normally come over here and do an oil check, and I think there's supposed to be 6 quarts in there, but it doesn't really give you. Oil quantity is good. Remove the chocks. If I can get it to lock, there we go. Yeah, I know, and I need to turn off that piloting assistance. I'm just too lazy to go in and look through all the settings to do that. Enter. Go ahead and start the plane. I will say I think they fixed the lighting, though, because the lighting actually... I turned that to about 5. I turned that one off. Do this. We're going to go on ahead and beacon, landing, taxi. Turn them all on for taxiing. We're going to turn this up. Turn that up. I like that a little bit higher because I want my eyes attracted to that in case I get into some IMC or get some vertigo at night. We'll turn up pedestal, turn that to all. I hate it when they auto set it to see what's weird. Like, this is why I call this game unreliable, inconsistent, illogical, and it's just because sometimes this will be set to all, sometimes it'll be set to left. It's just, we'll turn this up to 15. Tune KBTM traffic. We're going to make sure our transponder is on, set to 1200 ident. Come over here, turn this on. Another thing I hate is that it moves all this over here. I like it over here, so I'm seeing everything in one screen, but as soon as I turn the screen on, it moves it all over here. And that may not be a game thing. That may be the Garmin 1000. I don't have much experience with the Garmin 1000 except for in this game. I have it with the 430. I have experience with the 430, but I fumble through it. I normally figure out what I'm doing. I'm going to go on ahead, and we're going to go on ahead and set this to nav mode. Vertical speed, let's set this to about 7,500. Okay, so heading off, nav on, VS on. We're going to set that to about 400. Climb to the 7,500. We're already here. Let's listen to the ATIS.
Kilo Bravo Tango Mike Automated Weather Observation 1000 Zulu. Wind, calm. Visibility, 5. Sky condition, Few clouds at 1,900 ft ceiling 4,800 foot overcast. Temperature, Niner seat dew point. Niner seek altimeter tree 00001. Kilo Bravo Tango Mike automated weather observation 1000 Zulu. Wind, calm. Visibility, 5. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,900 ft ceiling 4,800
I'm
foot
going to have to break through
overcast.
those clouds.
Temperature, Niner
I'm probably
seek
going
dew
to be in
point.
an IMC.
Niner seek altimeter tree 00001.
All right.
Kilo Bravo Tango Mike automated
Okay, that's
weather
enough out of
observation.
you. I've heard enough. Okay, everything's set. I'm going to do this. Right now, I'm not flying with the yoke and the pedals and all that. It's just this game is so unreliable. I really don't feel like I want to use that a lot of times. The game makes me not want to use the VR or the yoke and stuff just because it's so unreliable. So we're gonna save this. We're gonna tilt this down. That's how I like to have that one there. Up. Put this forward a little bit. This will be my... Okay, there we go. Alright, let's... I turned this on for taxi reasons because I don't have these airports memorized.
Kilo Bravo
So I
Tango
normally
Mike
turn on the
traffic
path.
Cessna, November 20579er is taxiing to runway 15.
Taxiing to runway 1 or 5er. 15. Alright, turn this on. Let's look outside here. Alright, I know where I'm going now. Let's do it. There we go. Oh, did you notice? That's what I meant. Hold on. Let's, you notice how many times I changed and confirmed my call sign? And now my call sign is from Devil to Cessna. And it was November 01776. You know how many times did you notice how many times I went? It won't save it. It absolutely won't. It just does whatever it wants. So I thought I'd show that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Let's back out of this because that just annoys me. I want to show you the career mode. I probably won't stream long. I just want to show some of this stuff. I think Ass Oboe and Microsuck consider these failures as special features. I think that's what they do. So we're going to back out of this. Let's go to career. Let's go to missions. And excuse me. Like I said, I have a cough. Okay, so it's showing nothing but like it doesn't. Now it's showing some. Now it's showing them all. A while ago, I couldn't get 4 missions. It's. Oh my God. Standard freight from Minette to Hurtsboro. That's what I feel like this game is. It's Hurtsboro. It hurts me seeing how this game is. Okay. Now another thing is when you switch back and forth, it normally doesn't auto refresh. You have to then close it and open it back up. But this time it's working right. Fort Worth, what is that? A 737, I bet. Yeah, I'm not trying that with a frickin' controller. I don't know that I'd try that with my yoke. It's just too much stuff to set up. Oh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. 4 hours. Yeah, I don't think. Back to freelancer. See if it auto refreshes. Oh, maybe they fixed it. Well, that would be a surprise. Standard freight, 6,700. That one was a lot of money. I mean, I'm no airline pilot for sure, and I certainly wouldn't try it with a controller. Well, actually, I might try it with a controller for that amount of money, but we'll see. I did finally buy... What? Is it going to refresh? No, I'm going to have to do this. There was... Which one was that? It was like 90-something thousand, I think. I mean, I'll try it. No, maybe I won't. It'll ruin my rating. It's like it's gone now. For fuck's sakes, dude. You know what? Let's just... Let's just do... I really would like to find that one again. I mean, I could fly from Manette to Hurtsboro, which is, I assume, but let's see if we can get that to refresh and show that other one. Maybe it wasn't 93,000. Taking local resident over Pensacola. Oh, for fuck's sakes, where is it? Is it this one? Zero minutes left. I don't know. This damn game. Oh. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I what plane is it? Aircraft needed. Yeah, I don't have one of those apparently. Whatever it is, I don't have it. It's probably I assume a passenger jet of some sort. Aircraft needed. Oh, let's try this. Oh, for fuck's sakes. All right. I don't know. I just need to get a little transport here for something to do to make some money. That looks pretty good. Let's try that. It's got to be boring watching people stream this game. I mean, I wouldn't really watch it. I mainly just do it to document what's going on in the game. Minimum, blah, 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 blah. Up to date, new. Let's try to make some money. Let's go to management. Everything's good, new. Fuel and payload. I know during daytime VFR you're supposed to have enough to get to your destination plus 30 minutes, and nighttime enough plus 45 minutes. I prefer to have as much fuel as possible. Not a full, but I want a lot of extra. Insurance is good. We'll go back. Go to fly. Oh, God, the colors. I really need to be able to But Microsoft wants to charge. They charge you to test their alpha, and then they want to charge you for skins, different paint jobs. They just can't suck enough money out of their fucking customers. Ass Oboe and Micro suck. I guess I'll do a quick walk around. Take that off. My altitude, airspeed. Remove the chocks. Examine this. Check that. Check the brakes and the tires. I'd look in here and make sure there's nothing in there. I'd also look in these things. And I'd look in the pitot and the static ports. Bro, give me a little space here. I'm trying to do a walk around. Down, up, get underneath there. Check the bolts and the nuts. Speaking of nuts, ask Sobo and Microsoft. I feel like you're kicking me in mine with this game. It's just unbelievable. Go up and down. And check, make sure everything's connected. Probably move the rudder lightly just to make sure it has some motion. Up and down. Check again, make sure everything's connected, looks good. Come over here. Confirm the left flap. Down and up. Get underneath. Again. Check all that. Let's check the front strut, as well as the tire and brakes. Of course, I couldn't really see the brakes. I've never flown a Cessna that had those covers like that. It's always been exposed, and I could look in there and see the brakes. All right. Start the plane.
Captain, are you ready? Great. It's
Yeah,
Felix, your
I'm
dispatcher,
ready.
you know. Just a quick reminder about today's job. You have loose goods behind you. Important shipment for our client site. Expected in no time at Hoodsboro. Our skids are built to handle turbulence, but maintain a constant flight speed.
I'll
Let's
do
keep
my
our
best.
delivery on time and safe. All relevant information is in your flight packet, which is uploaded on your map as a reference.
I want to
Clear
head and
skies
get
ahead.
nav mode on. They're probably going to put me at 1700, but we'll set it to 17. Just I can adjust from there. Turn on VS, set that to about 400. Okay. Announce taxi.
1 Romeo 8 Traffic Devil Delta Alpha, Charlie 721 Tree is taxiing to runway 8.
And I didn't change it in this. Like, I don't know where you can go in and change your call sign and number and all that for career. But somehow it's reading Devil from free flight and it's still assigning its own, which might work in career. Assigning a number, flight number is fine for career. But it's just, like I said, I didn't even change the whole thing in career for Devil. So it's just like, and you normally need to do this to get it to register 0. I'm flying daytime, so I don't really need these lights. This back on. That's my, okay. All right. Such a pain to try to do the throttle because it won't save the modifier buttons for me to be able to use the right stick for throttle up and down with like a modifier like RB and right stick and then LB and right stick to do mixture. It won't save them. It doesn't recognize that there's modifiers, and then it does recognize if it's standard, but then if you change it, it doesn't recognize anymore, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Seriously, this unreliable, inconsistent, broken. I'm playing it because I already took 2020 off, and then it's got this pathway through here, which, I mean, let's see if we can not hit that plane. That's way too close for comfort. Anyway, I haven't streamed in a while, and I figured I have played this quite a few times, but every time I do, I catch more crap that I think to myself, you should have been streaming it. Not because I want people to watch or care if they do. I just want to document it. And Stream saves it. I'm sorry, Twitch saves it, and then I send it over to the YouTube channel, so it's, you know, stored. I mean, because I did a lookup, and there's a lot of people, like even up to 12, 14 hours ago, posting about how it won't save tail number correctly or call sign. It's just, this is not, this is not just a me problem. This is a game problem. A lot of these things are game problems. Oh, and then I have that Velocity Flight 1, and there's a thing called the SIP, or the instrument panel, so that it works and shows you when you have to install it from Turtle Beach. So I upgraded my Velocity Flight 1 yoke to 1.5. Went in and had it do, you know, its firmware upgrade to 1.5. And then the SIP program, which is 1.3, that's the latest as well, won't work anymore. So all the lights on the dash on the Velocity 1 flight yoke from Turtle Beach, they just all constantly lit up. They don't function like they should when they show flaps or stall warnings and other warnings. They don't work. It doesn't work anymore. I looked that up on Google, and a bunch of people have that issue. So Turtle Beach can't seem to get their crap to work with FS 2024 apparently, and that's with 1.5 full upgrade on the yoke and 1.3 latest version of the Turtle Beach instrument panel lighting program. It's just, it's like everything you buy today is broken. The Naga V2 Pro, 2 of them, within a couple months, the scroll wheel stops working correctly. Turtle Beach, their SIP program won't work right. Microsoft Flight Simulator, I've already said a lot about that. It's broken. The monitor that I got, it came with all kinds of crap. It's the Alienware DFW. It has silver chips behind the screen that you can't get to. Don't buy that monitor. It's hard to clean. It constantly gets streaks on it that you can't get off no matter what you use. It's sort of like a layer on the glass screen. If you rub too much, it puts a permanent mark there. There's dead spots. It's just everything that you get today. There's no quality assurance. Turtle Beach having problems. Alienware, which is HP bought Alienware, and Alienware, it went straight to hell as soon as HP bought it, which doesn't surprise me. I call HP holy poop because that's a lot of what you get from it. Razer mouse, Naga V2 Pro wireless. Like I said, 2 of the same mouse. Had to get Amazon to send another one. The second one, suddenly you can't adjust the scroll wheel settings. It's just stuck on smooth scroll. I just feel like every company today is just crapping on people. Just constantly crapping on them. No quality assurance. And then they tell you, Razer has the worst customer service I have ever dealt with. They want you to take videos of the problem. Like me taking a video of the scroll wheel is going to show anything. You don't know that I could be lying and saying it's smooth, stuck on smooth, and just scroll real fast. It's just a way for these companies to get away with not standing by their product. Turtle Beach, fix your version 1.3, whatever it is, instrument panel light up program. Doesn't work properly. It does not work. Asobo, Microsuck, fix your alpha live service game. Razer, you should just shut the fuck down. 2 mice in a couple months. Scroll wheel stopped working correctly. The first one, the scroll wheel logged. It like locked. I couldn't even hardly move it. The second one, it just locked into smooth scroll. And anyone who has that mouse or wants to go look it up, you can go look up the Naga V2 Pro from Razer, and you can go in and change the scroll settings for tension and how many clicks it does and all that. Second mouse, I had it less than a couple weeks, and it suddenly just locked to smooth. No matter what you do, you can't change it. It's like there's something wrong with their sensor for their scroll wheel. Alienware, HP, the DFW, Alienware, blah, 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 DFW, 34-inch monitor. Yeah, you have no quality assurance. It's nothing but you can shine the light at it and see all these silver specks behind it, which will show up sometimes in the black screens. There's a film that rubs off if you try to clean the monitor at all. I can't keep this monitor clean. There's dead spots. Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Like, they're getting worse. They're just getting worse. In any case, fly this mission, I guess. Trying to make some money. I've been streaming for 37 minutes, haven't done a damn thing. I don't even really want to play the career mode because the game is so fucking buggy. I've just been normally doing standard flights, just free flight. But career mode is the only thing about this game that really draws me to it. Alright. Looks like we got a crosswind. So I'll do some right rudder and left aileron. Maybe a little forward on the stick to keep that nose down till 55. Climb, you big husky, do it. There we go. Keep some right rudder here, stay over the runway. Climb at best rate, which is VY, and it's about 70 for this plane, I believe, at least for the Cessnas I flew. But I am not maintaining that best rate very well. I'm going ahead and let off the rudder and just let it. I should have more air authority or control authority now that I'm. Yep, see, 1700. So what we'll do is it's buggy as shit right now. Glitchy. Going ahead, we'll turn this off because I'm going to be flying the nav. I like to do that though. Over there's my GPS line. We'll double check. Nav mode on. VS on. We're going to go on ahead and kick this on. Should line me up with the nav. It should climb me to 1700 at about 400 feet per minute. went ahead and get out of the red line on the RPMs. About 2,500 for a climb would be fine, I think, at 400. Okay. Let's enjoy the scenery while this thing lines up on the nav. Oh, and that is annoying as shit. In career mode, it does this. In free flight, it doesn't. I am not looking at that. I am not interacting with that tablet. But yet, left rudder and right rudder. Oh, it's not doing it over there. Only when I get. See, it was just doing it when I wasn't on it. See, like if I get even close to it, I don't really like that. I should have to be on it to zoom in and out. Not just near it, not just looking in that direction. That's really annoying. And it jumps a lot. Alright. Let's check. Range is at 50 nautical miles. So that's like 150 or something, I guess. I don't know. Locked on here. Speed, altitude, still climbing to 1700. The autopilot, turn off taxi and landing. Okay. None of the Cessnas I've flown had autopilot, or maybe they did and I just didn't pay attention. I mean, I didn't use it because I was needed to be in control of the plane for practice, not have autopilot do it. Oh, getting a little bumpy. What's the distance? Oh yeah, I was right, about 150. Okay, that was a quick estimation over there. That'll work. Let's back out. And we'll just let it fly for a mission. And then maybe after that I'll do a free flight somewhere warm. And very humid, or very turbulent because it's warm. That's one thing I did learn really quickly. I flew in the summer some and I flew in the winter some towards my pilot's license, and I did learn very quickly that in the winter it's smoother air up there. And of course your density altitude's different, all that. I haven't flown in a while. I don't remember all this. All I remember is that you definitely want ice on your wings because, again, it increases the lift, it increases the aerodynamic ability and your control authority. You definitely want as much ice on the wing. I mean, if you can get 3 or 4 inches of ice on each one of these wings and you can get into the air without crashing into something, a runway excursion or hitting some obstacle at the end of the runway, you're golden. You definitely want as much ice as possible. Ice is good. Never forget that. That's my pilot information or pilot amazing knowledge that I like to pass on to anybody who watches these videos or this video. You want ice on your wings. Always want ice on your wings, especially on a Cessna. You want ice, and you want to be at a high angle of attack at all times. If you can do that, you're a pilot for about 3 minutes. Then you're dead. And you can stall at any airspeed. It's your angle of attack. It's the chord line of the wind hitting the wings. It's not your airspeed. You just lose lift. So you definitely want to do that. So you want that high angle of attack. You got to get all that ice on there. Unfortunately, I'm not in weather for ice. But autopilot takes care of this for me. You know, work smarter, not harder. Ooh. I'm actually surprised autopilot holds with this much turbulence. I'm waiting for it to kick off. I mean, I don't know the threshold of what it can handle in a Cessna 172 on a Garmin 1000 with an autopilot. I have no idea. It just surprises me that when it really starts bumping around like that, that autopilot doesn't go beep and tell me it's done, it can't do it, I need to be controlling the plane. Aviate, navigate, fornicate. I mean, communicate. It's communicate is what I meant. Communicate's what I said. Speaking of fornication, I feel like Asobo and Microsuck are fornicating me without my consent in this game. The rape word comes to mind when I think about spending $70 on this game and it having all these issues. So, Asobo, Microsuck, you guys could have at least bought me flowers, maybe take me to a movie, you know, a nice dinner before the sexual assault that I feel I received. In any case, I'm going to watch YouTube videos in the background. I do need to work on learning the G1000 though. So I don't even know what the hell it is. I really wish I could move this. If anybody knows how to do that, feel free to let me know. Whoa. I wish I could have this over here even when this is on. And there might be a way to do it. I don't know. I don't want to mess this up and then I don't have my airspeed, altitude, and heading. Why is the transponder on standby? I don't know what the hell. Outer beacon something. What is this? I better not mess with that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, it gives me a wind reading. Oh, I like that. Tell me the direction and the speed of the wind. I like that. I'll leave that on. Man, we're starting to get up into the no turbulence speed here. Let's drop RPMs back down to 25. A little fast for this kind of turbulence. I love the that's one thing I do love when I was flying the 172. Your lower altitude, your slow speeds compared to anything else, and you can really enjoy the scenery. Like I said, it's a feeling of freedom in a plane, just like on a motorcycle. Well, freedom on a motorcycle until some jackass with a fucking badge who forgot who his allegiance is supposed to be to, his oath, tries to be a revenue collector for the state. That's another story. I like the realism of flying in the cockpit. I know some people don't like flying like that, but occasionally it's not. If they quit stuttering, Jesus Christ, man. Good scenery from this as well. When I fly, I like to look around for places. Hey, there's a lot of places over there for emergency landing if I had an engine out or fire or something. Oh my God. Fuck's sake. See? So tired of that. I would never set that to left or right, and that is typically what I've had in the Cessnas I've flown. There's no off, it's left, right, or both. I'm so sick of this fucking game doing stupid shit like that. Yeah. So now my left is much lower, which is not going to be helpful in turbulence and crap. So I set it to the right. I'll wait till it gets down about even, and then I'll set it to both again if I remember. Like I said, unreliable, inconsistent. It just does what the game does what it wants. I'm serious. Asobo and Microsuck should be ashamed, absolutely ashamed of themselves with this game. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a stream of the mission, and then I'll do a stream of a free flight, so there's separate videos. See if I can remember what I do in an emergency. Alright, we'll say the engine went out. First thing I do is I check mixture, fuel selector, switch to a different fuel selector, go left if it's on right, or left or right if it's on both. Check them all, make sure my throttle's up. Magneto, if the engine's still spinning, windmilling, then I know that it's not completely locked up. There's a chance I could run it with the left magneto or the right, which I would switch to in an attempt. I'd be looking aviate, navigate, communicate, set it at best glide 65. I'll try to do it quick after I've done all that other stuff. Well, first I'd set it at best glide, then I'd do the other stuff. Be looking for a place to put it down. I think over there would be good. I'd have enough distance to get low. If I couldn't get it restarted, I would just turn this off. I would kill this. Can't kill that, I just set it to both. Make sure my seatbelt's on. Open the door, crack the door. And start heading towards where I'm going to put it down. I would adapt on my way there if I found something better, but I like that spot there or there. That looks pretty good. I'm sure I could make it there or there at 65 best glide. I've already cracked the door. I would go on ahead. If I have a chance, I'd transponder 7700. I'd communicate, let somebody know that I'm going down. And then I would, right before I landed, I would turn off all of this to reduce electrical fire risk. I've already killed the throttle and the mixture. I'd probably kill that fuel valve. Let's try to reduce the chance of fuel fire, electrical fire. You know what I'm saying? Then I'd put it down. Try to live. But since I'm in a mission, I'm not going to. Of course, the stall is. I don't understand why some people have a problem with that. I mean, you're gonna nose down, keeping in mind the ground. You're gonna full throttle. I mean, nose down and give it fucking gas. Who knows? Maybe there's a new process that I don't know about that makes more sense. Why am I off? It's showing it over there. Okay, something's not right. Nav mode went off. I didn't turn that off. Maybe autopilot couldn't handle it anymore. Altitude's good. Nav was off. Why is this not catching? Okay, nav isn't doing its thing. Might be too far off of it. I'll switch to heading. Ah, that's wrong. Okay. We'll get closer. Maybe it's too far away to catch the... to intercept and grab. So we need to go way over here. wonder if heading will kick off when it switches to nav and grabs the... I don't understand why I lost that. Unless autopilot just disconnected just nav mode instead of the master. I'm not sure about that. And why are we at 18? Wow, it's really bumpy. Heading went off, nav mode kicked in. There we go. It's banking left, so it's trying to intercept. That's good. RPMs are a little lower than I want. There we go. Alright, we're back on track. Nav mode on. Altitude on. So let's let it fly. Let's look around. I love the scenery when I'm flying. A lot of fields. Kind of short though for our landing, but there's a road, too many trees around it. That's a pretty long field over there. That's even better from here, it looks like. Come in at that angle. That one would be alright. That over the tail, except these little trees. That one over there looks okay off the left wing, port wing. That one might be doable between those trees. An emergency. Of course, who am I kidding? In an emergency, you just find something. Better than crashing in the trees. You got some chance. I like that one. That field right there. Wouldn't the farmer be surprised when I put it down there? Let's check and see if... Now the right one's still up a little bit, so we'll let it roll. So I switch to left tank. Or both. That's one thing I hate about the Cessnas though, is they're like a tin can in the wind. In high wind, they're just just bumps and drops and lefts and rights. Turbulence just throws this thing around like it's nothing, not even up there. Oh, that's a nice big field. If I curved around to the right, started descending. For an emergency landing. There we go. No. See, it's not saving my... See? It's not saving. I am telling it to make this... So if I do this... God damn it. If I do this, oh my God. This should save my custom camera 1. This should load my custom camera 1. So RB is the modifier, right stick is the action to save, and then right stick should load it. But it's not doing it. I'm saving it. RB, stick, click. That's the second, and then that should be this one. This game doesn't give a shit about what you want any more than Asobo and Microsuck. It does whatever it wants. The controls are trash. This game is fucked. I don't know what else to say. Like, I resigned myself to playing it right now because I like the career mode. But if I would have known all this, I would have never bought this game. And I would have continued flying Microsoft 2020. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. It still does it an old view. It absolutely will not change my view the way I want. So... let's say I went over here and I wanted to make this my standard. That's the second. Still goes back to here, even though it was saved over here. Please don't buy this game. Until they do something with it and fix it, please, people, save your money. Buy something more useful, like a mallet, so you can hit yourself in the genitals with it. It'll be less painful. You'll save money. It'll be less aggravating. And you can expect a result that is consistent. It'll hurt every time. Well, until you do it a bunch, and then your body will release endorphins and try to numb the area and block out the pain signals, or you'll lose consciousness. But what you won't do is lose your frickin' mind trying to play a game that is essentially an alpha that you're paying to test for Asobo and Microsuck. I'll say it again. Those two companies should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. Bill Gates should go smash his face into a wall repeatedly for what he's allowed to happen to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like it's getting worse and worse every time they release one. Microsoft X was okay. 2020 was... it had a bunch of crap too, but eventually you could get things to kind of work. And we're having a hard time keeping that 1700, aren't we? Ooh, we are up in the speed. Holy crap. Ooh, we are in the no turbulence speed. I forget what that is, but it should not be that fast in this turbulence. I'm going to drop it at 23 something. 22 something. get up to 23 at least. 2350, 2400 would be okay for me. That'll be alright for now. And that keeps changing. Yeah, it won't save my camera setting now. It was working before and it stopped working again. What a surprise. What a fucking surprise, man. I really want to use my flight yoke and pedals and all that, but the game is just so unreliable that going through the trouble of setting that up every time just to deal with this kind of crap is just, I can't do it. Can't bring myself to. They're sucking the life out of this game, out of flight sims. There's my desire to be immersed in it. I mean, if this game were working right, I'd use the Quest 3 for VR, looking around everywhere. I'd use the yoke and pedals, but they're really making it difficult to want to do all that because things just don't work right. It's a broken game. That's the only way I can phrase it. Nav still on, altitude still on. Still 80 knot likes, 80 nautical miles out. fucking camera settings keep resetting wrong. It's, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. This, do you hear it in my voice? I just feel like this game's just sucked. Oh look, it's zooming in and out again on this because I look this direction. Wow. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see how they could fix this game. There's so many problems that I've run into. I feel like they built a house on a messed up frame, and now the house is crooked, and the only way to fix it is to bulldoze it and go back to the fucking drawing board and redo the frame. These people should be handing out money to refund people, in my opinion. Ass Oboe and Microsuck should be refunding this game. The career mode's the only reason why I even play it. I mean, I already bought it. I already uninstalled 2020 at my own detriment. I'm invested in this, but I put time into it. Let me see if I can see how many hours I have in this game. 163.1 according to Steam. And most of it was things not working properly. Bugs, glitches, just controls are the worst. If you can't even get the controls to work right, or they're inconsistent, they're unreliable, they work and don't work, then they work, then you change it and it doesn't work. If you can't even get the controls to work right, that is a basic frame of the house that is rotten, just rotten. What's this button for? I have no idea what reversionary mode is, but I know I don't want to press it. Any real pilots out there want to tell me, feel free. No acrobatic maneuvers, including spins, approved. No acrobatic maneuvers approved except those listed in the POH, Pilot's Operating Handbook, baggage compartment, and rear seat must not be occupied. Spin recovery. Yeah. Forward elevator, neutralize the ailerons, Opposite rudder. And then pull out slowly as possible to ensure you don't have a secondary stall. Maintain straight and level flight, and then climb again. That's a nice long field for an emergency. I don't know how flat it is, but it would be better than hitting the trees. Trying to land on that road. That over there looks like it's a little short. I'd have to come in from this area to get low and then curve around. Looks like there's some obstacles there too. So buggy and glitchy. Look at that. It like hesitates. And this is a streamed game. It's a streamed alpha test. Oh, my packages all disappeared now. All the packages I was carrying. Yeah, they're gone. I must have thrown them out the window. We better check this. Okay. We'll put this to all now. You know why it's doing that all the way back and forth? Because the mouse no longer has clicks on it. It's stuck in smooth scroll, so it's easy to over scroll one way or another. That's Razor's crap. Quality assurance. Why am I... Oh my god. Now I have to readjust this. I'm serious. Microsuck and Asobo have sucked the life out of this game. Like, they just drain me playing this game. Why do I keep playing it? Like I said, I removed 2020. I want this game to work. Already paid for it. Invested 160 plus hours in career mostly. Why is my... Just fix your game, people. This is horrible. Oh my god. It won't save anymore. It won't save my custom camera one anymore. It just does whatever it wants. Asobo should shut down. Never make another game. Microsoft should give out fucking refunds. And I've watched some videos on this game, and some of the videos will kind of address some of but they completely miss the majority of bugs. They're such shills, these people who review. It's like, if I don't give them a good review and ignore all the crap in this game that is broken, I won't get chances to get games early or get paid to review. These shills on Twitch and YouTube that constantly push these games, they know these problems exist. They know there's no way you could not see these problems. They just don't mention them. They're shills. They're hacks. And yes, I'm talking to any of you out there who review these games and skip over all these problems. And you're doing it for money. You're doing it just to suck up to Microsuck and Asobo. And that's what you're doing. There's no way you can't. These problems are not just me. You can go look these up, and there's people out there. If you can get Google search to work right, which has gone downhill, you should watch some videos on it. It's horrible. There's things that are false that are just inflated, and they come up on the search. But when you can actually find the pages where people are talking about this game and other games that these shills and hacks refuse to talk about the negative stuff, you will see all these people having these same problems. So the shills and the hacks are just as bad as the companies that make this trash that they sell to you to test for them, that they may or may not ever fix the big problems. Again, the control schemes, the controls not working right are a huge problem. That's game breaking to me. So I say the game's broken. I mean, in the beginning of the video, you can see the car going back and forth. That's something you can ignore. You can't ignore controls not working right. It's just, I'm just beyond disgusted with those people making this game, Asobo and Microsuck. They should be ashamed. Just shame. I gotta finish this mission because I already started it. But they'll drop my rating from A or S down to D probably because this game is unrealistic in how it rates you. It's just inconsistent as well. And I need the money to keep my planes flying. And the more you fly, the more your planes that are set up for your employees to fly, the more money they make because the more they fly. And this is the exact same path I took the other day because I remember that tower down there. Right there. That's a nice little place to try to put it down. Right all up and down there. That seems a little short unless you take that way. That's possible. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like a road maybe. It's got a lot of trees though on both sides, so they're probably pretty close. Maybe I could land on that building roof. I look short. Oh, that's nice right there. Straight up that way. I'm gonna come in from that angle. Put it down right there. Nice long field, land straight up that way. Put it down as close to there as possible, and then ride it out that way. And yes, I am constantly looking for a place to put the plane down in an emergency. I'm more worried about a engine out, but mostly as some sort of cabin fire, because then you really have no time. You got to put it down ASAP. So you got fire, you got smoke, crack the windows in that case, get as much air. Now, from what I understand, you have an engine fire, increase the speed and try to put it out with the wind. But I mean, that's only I can't imagine that being very useful. I'm just putting more oxygen on it. It may blow it out, but then the odds are whatever it causes is going to start it back up. That would be a nice semi-flat emergency landing spot. Still 45 nautical miles out. Alright. It's just like, I've said so much about this game, pointed out a lot of the issues. They just keep coming up, so I keep talking about them. But I'm beating a dead horse because they're constantly there. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I will agree with you, but I've already invested in it. I already removed 2020. I already paid. The career mode, see, here's the problem. The game has they have good ideas. They have some good, and normally I would completely agree with you, but I've already invested and put it, and it's like just hoping that they fix it. They very well could be in the process of fixing all this stuff. I don't understand how you could put out a game with the controls like they are, like this. It's the freaking holidays. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't really care about the holidays. What? But back to your original point, I tend to agree with you, but again, I've already invested the money, the time, and the career mode is actually good when it works. Yeah. Well, we are the exact answer to the question you just asked. We buy. I know we do. I know we do. That's the problem. But here's the thing: you don't know it has all those bugs, and then when you go and you watch these people's videos and reviews, and the shills and the hacks that review, and they don't touch on them, and they know that there's problems, and they just completely skip them and don't mention them. It's kind of hard to know. Like, you're not going to know. I bought quite a few games that I would assume would have issues, and I thought, well, they'll fix them, and there weren't any. Well, this isn't small bugs. These are framework bugs of things not working. And so, yeah, I agree with you. All games do have issues these days. Some games worse than others. This game is an example of one of the worst games I've gotten with the most bugs. And I'm talking baseline bugs, like things that are deep into the game that you don't notice until you start getting into it. Like when I started playing this, I didn't notice immediately. It took me a while of going in and trying to tweak settings and set controls that I'd come back into the game and realize they weren't saving. You don't notice a lot of the bugs in some of these games until you actually get into them for a while. And by then, of course, like I got this game on Steam. Had I noticed all these bugs under the 2-hour refund period, I would have refunded the game. But it's like I don't know if they purposely do this. I can't say for sure, or it just incidentally occurs that you don't stop. Well, there's no way to know if it's fixed unless I keep watching it and testing it. So I just play it. And like I said, I already took 2020 off, and I'm not reinstalling that and going back through that because that game, it was better. I think 2020 was better, but it didn't fix. Why are you typing in like single sentences? Just type the whole thing in like a paragraph or something so I can read it all. It didn't fix a lot of the bugs, but they smoothed out 2020 to a point to where at least the controls were working. And I'm just holding on to hope that they fix this game. But in the meantime, I play it. First of all, you can fuck off calling me a dick and get the fuck off my channel. I don't give a fuck about your stupid. You being disabled does not mean you have some carte blanche to be a fucking douche. That's number one. Number two, you type how you want to type. Well, you can do it somewhere else, or you can quit going to ad hominem attacks because your fucking intellect is so low that you can't do anything other than insult people. Seriously, you can get the fuck off my channel. You can remove yourself, or I can remove you, or you can learn how to type correctly and not try to insult people. Douchebag. And that's, there you go. I guess we're clear on that now. Fuck stick. Next. Yeah, go be stupid somewhere else. How about you do that? Anything else? You're right up my alley right now. I love seeing stupid people be stupid. It gives me something to talk about. Anything else? Anything at all? Alright. One douchebag out. In any case, they need to fix the controls in this game. If they fix those, at least in the framework, he's disabled. He's mentally. What does disabled have to do with typing in single sentences all the way down the line instead of getting a complete thought out? I agree, you're disabled. Definitely disabled, but it's not physically. And if it is, that's a side thing. I think you're disabled mentally. It's the holidays. What the hell does that have? God damn people. Some people are just stupid. I swear to God, dude. It's Probably one of the shills or hacks that reviews games. Okay, well, your hands don't have to do with you insulting people, dipshit. So get the hell off my channel. Why are you still here? It's funny to me that you're here and you got your feelings hurt where you had to call somebody a dick, and then you tried to excuse it by saying you're physically disabled. Physical disabled or disability would not have anything to do with you insulting people. It's just a low intellect. You're mentally disabled is what I would say. I may be an asshole, but you're a whole ass. So shut the fuck up. Thanks for stopping by. Seriously though, you are entertaining. I'll give you that. That's dick and asshole so far from the mentally challenged. You're welcome to stay if you could, type normally. Is that it? Is that all you got? Dude, you lost credibility when you couldn't hold a conversation pointing out facts without going to ad hominem attacks. You truly lost any credibility. Now, are you done? Have you figured out how to communicate like an adult yet? In any case, it's my channel, and if I want to record and document shit and point it out, I will. And if you don't like it, why the fuck are you on here? That's how stupid you sound right now. I'm going to go to somebody's channel. I'm going to complain about having to watch their video that I wasn't invited nor did I buy a ticket to. I'm going to then ad hominem attack them. So no one cares what set you off. See, this is a problem. You must be a left herd. You must think that everyone should care about what set you off, and you shouldn't have to hear. You know what? You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to be on my channel. You can go somewhere else. That, exactly, the joy of free will. So to be on a channel that you are making excuses about insulting people because you're physically disabled, which makes no sense, which shows your mentality anyway, and then to further continue to be there and complain, and then say you have the joy of free will, makes no sense. We've already been through this. I'm going to document the things in the game. That's what I want to do. But you don't have to be here to listen or see it. Right, I'm choosing to do this, and you are choosing to complain about my channel and yet remaining here. You're the idiot on the street that walks up to somebody who has a camera, puts your face in their camera, and then says, "Get your camera out of my face." Or walks up into a conversation and then says, "I don't want to hear this, stop talking." No, you walk away. That's what you do. That's what free will is. It's not controlling me. I'm not trying to control you. I'm telling you to fuck off. Go elsewhere. You're the one choosing to stay here. Now, if we're all done, and you're done being a fucking douchebag, you can communicate like an adult, that'll be fine. Otherwise, you get the fuck off my channel. That's true. I will absolutely concede that they don't give a shit. But I don't do this for Microsoft or Microsuck or AskSobo. I do this because I know somewhere out there, some people find videos that might get warned about a game and see the things. And so I normally go in and I actually show this is what it's supposed to do, this is what it's doing. So somewhere it might possibly help someone to come across my video or somebody else's. And there's plenty of other videos out there showing this shit. Not a lot, but there's some. And there's plenty of that's true, there are. And I think there should be tons more, because the more there are, the more chance of somebody coming across them and seeing, hey, maybe I need to wait on this game. Maybe I need to stick with 2020. Maybe I need to stick with DCS or X-Plane or whatever. But a lot of people don't come across them. That's true, that's true. Except here's what I see. All the videos that are showing nothing but good, there's no way they can't know about the bad. There's no way they're not running into some of the bad. And the fact is even if you have a great, or someone, not you specifically, has a great experience with the game, even if someone hasn't, it's, this game has been out long before the holidays, so that's a bullshit excuse. MS hasn't had time to address any of it because of the holidays. No, that has nothing to do with the holidays. This game has been out long before the holidays. None of these things have been addressed up to this point. So to blame it on just the holidays, that is a ridiculous assertion, sir. I'm just going to have to tell you that's just absolutely untrue. They have not addressed it because they're slow to address things. If you look back at Microsoft 2020, for example, there were things in there that were never addressed. Never addressed. Yes, and this game has been out a lot longer. Dude, are you trying to say that these problems shouldn't have been caught prior to shipping the game, prior to releasing the game? The control issues that many people report, it not saving, it not recognizing. I mean, you can go back, it doesn't recognize modifier buttons, etc. Drop now 20s. I don't know what you mean by that, but the fact is you can look back in 2020, there are things they never addressed. This game released, and there's been things that this game should not have released with some of the things that it has going on with it. And that's just not me reporting it. As you mentioned, there's plenty of other people that show it on some videos at least. And then there's plenty of people that are reporting it. You can go look, Google it, and you can find people having the same issues. This game should not have been released like it is. I understand what you're saying, but you're claiming that they haven't had a chance to fix it, and I'm telling you that it shouldn't have been released with some of these issues. And these are many people reporting these issues, many people, when I've gone and done some in-depth Google searches. And I think people just need to be warned. I think they need to just wait and stick with 2020 or X-Plane or something. And if they're a Microsoft fan, which I used to be a Microsoft Flight Simulator fan, I played a lot of them. I think they need to wait. Shareholders, yeah, I'm not even going to get into that whole thing, because the way it works these days is release a game with all the crap in it that they know is wrong, and then we pay to be the alpha and the beta testers. And you know, I never would have found most of the bugs that I found with the controls and the things not saving and not saving the handle or the flight number, whatever. I never would have found that in the first 2 hours. Never would have found it in the first 2 hours. Yeah, digital age. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But if we're going to be in a digital age, then and they're going to do stream games and take away the ownership. And this game is too big for some people to put on their hard drive. From what I read, it's like 1.5 terabytes if you wanted to store the whole game. So I get them wanting to stream some of it, and I get a lot of people who are not going to want to free up 1.5 terabytes of space to put a game on, especially one single game. I get that. But again, my point about that is they should allow the option for people who want to do that. Some people bought a whole hard drive just to put this game on, and then found out it was straight streaming. I think the option should be there, or at least the option to have less streamed assets locally on your PC, so you have less bugs, less glitches, less freezing up of the game, and you're not so reliant on the internet. But again, that's their choice. You know what? I would agree with you, because they had to release a game. They didn't have a chance to come back and give you all these patches. They had to release a game that was reliable, consistent, or they got really trashed about it. I absolutely agree with you on that. Well, a download option would be good. Again, I don't even want to put a full 1.5 terabyte, but I would definitely localize some of the data to reduce the necessity of streaming so much. The less I have to stream, the better. And if the whole game is based on streaming, I mean, you're at the mercy of maintenance, internet issues, weather. I agree. Back in the day when CDs, they had to make a game from the framework had to be good. The planes should be downloadable. I'll agree with that. I'll absolutely agree with that. I've already seen issues where some of the stuff in the planes don't work right. Like this plane, at least in career mode, is working right, and it was working okay in a free flight that I did with the lights, but when the plane was first, like none of the lights worked, like none of these. The glare shield, the panel, the radio, and the pedestal, none of them worked. The game has, I consider the game broken because there's certain things. Yeah, I don't even try to fly most of the planes in this game, dude. I'm just being straight honest with you. I don't even try to fly most of them because I have the Velocity 1 flight yoke and I have the pedals but you know, their instrument panel program no longer works with the 1.5 firmware for the Velocity flight yoke, so the instrument panel just stays. That's Turtle Beach's problem. It may be a Turtle Beach and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 issue. I don't know, but that doesn't work right. But so I fly with a controller. And you would think a controller, since this game was made for consoles as well, for Xbox, you would think a controller would not have the control problems it does. But it doesn't matter what I do. I can go in and tell this thing 100 times what I want the control to do, and it'll do whatever it wants. It's just like this. Like this, I should be able to set this. I press the button to set that to saved profile or saved camera 1. But it goes back to this, which is set from a previous flight. So it's like the game doesn't recognize, and I'm not sure if that has to do with streaming. Maybe it doesn't update, it's not refreshing like it should because it's a stream game. I don't know the answers. I don't know why it's doing it. I just know what it's doing. It does not. The controls in this game, which are the framework of the house in my opinion, are broken. And I don't know how they're going to fix that. That's going to be a lot of it's fine, dude. No, we can move on from that. Like I said, I don't mind disagreeing with people or having a conversation as long as they can do it like an adult. Otherwise I just fucking tell them to fuck off. I don't have the patience for them. I've dealt with too many jackasses in the world in real life, both in employment and in the military. I have very short, I'll tell people just go do something else, but we're cool. And yeah, dude, there's a lot of people having binding issues. It won't, and I could show you, but they're in the videos. You're welcome to go scroll through, but it just doesn't want to recognize. And I call the game inconsistent because you can go in and set it and it'll work. It was working up until tonight. I could bind and it would recall. When I would hit this button, it would, like, that's the secondary, but right here, when I do this, that should save and go back to there. So I press it, and I press it again, but it goes back up to there. It does whatever it wants. The game has a mind of its own. Yeah. No, I agree. And it took me, excuse me, it took me 2 hours to get the flight yoke set up right the way I wanted it, only to find out that, and I knew this might be an issue, but I had to test it, only to find out that it didn't want to save some of the bindings. And that, to me, some people don't seem to have this problem and some people do, which makes me think it's a variable that I'm not, that the only thing I can identify is it's got to have something to do with the streaming and not refreshing. And it's saving the things, maybe they're not saved locally, or maybe it's recalling something from the net and saying, no, I want to do this. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. I really don't. I wish I could figure it out, but I can't fix But I am definitely needing to pay attention to this. And I am way too close. Yeah, I'm going to circle around. Actually, is that even my runway? See, I get lost in this game. Let's, come on. Yeah, that's where I need to be going. So we're going to cut across midfield and start lowering, get my flaps out so I can try to put this down without crashing it with a controller. And I hate flying with a controller, but it's just... Oh, they got a lot of work, dude. Again, though, my problem isn't that they have some work. My problem is that they should have seen some of these problems. It's like nobody tests their... It's like I often question, do they even test their own game? Does anybody there that makes these games actually play them? Because if they did, and they spent even 3 or 4 hours and started trying to bind things and watching what it does from a user endpoint, they would... There's no way they wouldn't see these issues. So they either knew about them and still released the game, or they didn't test it, in my opinion, and then released the game. There's really no excuse for it. One way or another, they should have known about this. Oh, shit. Too fast. One way or another, they should have known about this before release. Or they did know about it and still released it. No matter how you slice it, either one of those is not... For a company like Microsoft, Asobo, it's just unacceptable to me. They need to... I just... Man, the work that they're going to have to do... And I don't even know what the problem is, so I can't even speculate on what they have to do. And I'm no coder, but I can tell you that if they tested this, they would have seen these problems. Yes, it is. Dude, we are in absolute agreement on that. It is an absolute problem industry-wide, and it is an absolute problem that, as consumers, I mean, we can either stop gaming or we have to figure out a way to get them to stop doing this crap and not buying the games. I wouldn't have bought this game had I known about these problems. And had I figured out all these issues that I've run into prior to the 2-hour refund period on Steam, I would have refunded this game. And I would have stayed with 2020. At least it was mostly working. Again, though, even that game had issues that they never fixed. I can't read right now. I need to try to put this plane down and not ruin my reputation. That's another thing. The reputation in this game. You cough wrong and it'll drop you 2 grade letters of reputation. You do everything wrong sometimes and it'll give you a great reputation score. It's inconsistent. It doesn't make sense. And the training's like, it's just not realistic. And again, I'm no pilot, but I have flown a Cessna 172 for about 37 hours, and about 6 plus of those hours have been solo. So I do understand some flight, and I have flown, and I am about 5 hours away from being able to sit for my private pilot's license. And I'm telling you, just a lot of this stuff in this game, even from my limited knowledge, just doesn't make sense. It's just not right. And that is way too steep, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I need to put this plane down. Come on. Too fast for flaps, but I'm doing it anyway. Because this game is weird about... This plane does not want to slow down no matter what I do. I've never had as much trouble landing a plane as in this game. I land a real Cessna 172 10 times better. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I know. Max speed, we get it. But I'm coming in. It's happening. Ooh. Yeah, I know. And this will probably drop me like 2 grade levels and a little bit of a crosswind. Right rudder, left aileron. I am floating. Come on, get down there. Ooh.
Stall.
There we go. Don't do it. Jesus Christ, man. And why is there a hold short after a landing? Unless you're at some big, huge airport where you have to exit and hold short. I've never experienced a real hold short after a landing. I get your hold shorts before takeoff. I get it. I understand, but this doesn't even make sense to me. And I've talked to another guy who's been flying a lot more than I have, and he says this. He doesn't get this game, what their thoughts are. And see now, like, I'm here, I'm at the hold short, but I can't press the button to announce taxi to parking. This is another thing that constantly happens. So now I'll get dinged for that if I start moving. Label it as early access. No, I agree. Yeah, I all your hold shorts that, and I've flown out of a couple. Well, we'll say at least one major airport, Glacier Park International, and that's outside Kalispell, Montana. And that is a big internet. People come in from all over across the U.S. and they land there. So you have big planes coming and going from there that'll go to Oregon, Portland, that'll go to Seattle. And yes, there, when I taxied, there were hold shorts during taxi. There were hold shorts. Normally, the hold short for me was like I would radio and let them know I wanted a taxi, let them know where I was at, and then they would tell me, go to runway 20 via taxiway, blah, 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 hold short, runway 20. And yes, absolutely, before taking off. Yeah, I know. That's what I end up having to do. It's just a pain in the ass. Let's see if we can.
Alpha Lima
Just such a
05 traffic
pain.
Devil Delta Alpha.
It's
Charlie
just like
721
the game
tree
isn't
is taxiing
broken
to parking.
everywhere, but everywhere there's something broken.
Alpha Lima
That's what I keep
05
saying.
traffic Devil Delta Alpha. Charlie 721 tree is taxiing to parking.
If they would fix the controls and they would fix these little things, this game would be amazing. It would be great. I like the career mode. I'm at a loss with how they let this game out like this. Come on, go. And it's a pain in the ass to try to throttle with the controller because I have said it before where there was a modifier button like RB, and then I could use the right stick for flaps or use the right stick for throttle and the left button and right stick for like mixture or something, but then it suddenly doesn't work anymore. It just stops working. And then you go in and rebind it back to even what the game had defaulted, which was right button as a modifier and then right stick for trim. And then that doesn't work either. It's like the game just does what it wants. Let's see how bad this dings me. Well, maybe not. Maybe it... Oh, well, we'll see. Let's see if it drops me. Okay. At least it didn't drop me that time. Sometimes I can have a perfect flight and it'll ding me. Like drop me down. sometimes I have a flight where several things I don't do correctly, and it'll tell me I did a great job and boost me up. Again, it's just unreliable, inconsistent, doesn't make sense. It's illogical. I don't understand this game. Fuck's sakes. But yeah, I play this game, and I don't stream it very often. And when I don't stream it, then I notice these things keep occurring. These new bugs, or different bugs, or variations of the same bug occur. And then I go, I should have been streaming, because at least then Twitch will save the stream. I can send it over to my YouTube, and it's up there for people to see if anybody comes across it, so they can get an idea of what they might have to deal with. And maybe they'll wait to buy the game, or maybe it'll give pressure to them to fix their crap. And that's what I do. And so I always feel like I should have been streaming it. So a lot of times I will just stream it and play it. And whatever comes up, I can point it out. Oh shit, I meant to check the planes. Meant to check the planes. ATC seems to be the biggest issue I've come across in career. It's it's horrible. ATC is bad, and and the way it pronounces, the way they have the AI, I'm assuming it's AI generated. The way they pronounce things, it's almost like a foreign language. The way they combine things, and they don't stress the words correctly, and they don't pause at the right spots. And so I have to have the writing on, so I normally have to have the ATC window up so I can read what they said, because otherwise the way they're grouping the words together, it's like I'm listening to a foreign language at times, and I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. I have to read this. Yeah. Well, technically it should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or but they don't. I just excuse me. I can't understand the way they enunciate the words, and they combine things like taxi to 5-2 right, and then they skip by it like there's no hesitate, and you're like, what? It's worse than listening to some ATC. Like when I was flying the Cessna in real life, it took some adjustment, but at least they spoke English, and they just spoke fast, and you got used to it on the radio. But in this game, the stressing of the words, the lack of hesitation and spacing when it should be, the way they fly by something, it sounds like two things come together. I have to read it, or I can't tell what they're saying half the time. No, it doesn't. It doesn't understand the pause. It doesn't understand. It mispronunciates things. I don't know, man. I don't know how they're going to get by that, because AI is better than that now in a lot of the AI stuff I've seen. And I don't know what AI engine they're using. I don't know what they're doing and what AI they're choosing to go with and how it's working. And I don't know a lot about AI, but I know that there's some out there that are really good. I don't think they're choosing the best one. That's all. I don't think they're choosing a good one. It's just like, what? So I have to read, or I won't be able to keep track of what the hell. Okay. And I'm just trying to stay on top of the planes. That's cargo. VIP shouldn't even be, unless they were using it. Oh, maybe they were. VIP tours. Okay. Keep all my planes up to standard, at least. Alright, that should be that. Let's see if it shows any actual... And the missions were broken recently. Hold on, let me read. In-house. Yeah, something they came up with. I wouldn't doubt that. Using MS-only tech, most likely because they want it to be proprietary and they don't want to have to give any credit or money to anybody else, so they're trying to keep down costs, so they're going to develop their own, and then they need to go back to the drawing board with it, in my opinion. Keeps outside cost. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just, if you're going to do that, then you need to really make sure it's quality. I mean, especially for a game like this where comms is very important when you're flying and you're taxiing and you're communicating. It's... But today, and there was, I could send you, I could probably post a link, but today I got on and I had 4 missions for Freelancer, no matter where I looked, and it wasn't even showing all the different things I'm certified according to the game to do. So the missions don't work right half the time. But today, after their most recent thing, and I did a search on it, and there were other people saying, like, even up to within the past 24 hours, that they weren't getting any damn missions, or they were getting like 3 or 4 missions, and most of them weren't even the stuff that they were certified to do. It's just something in this game is just, it's sick. It's just broken. I'm not even trying that. Trying to do this with the controller was a pain. Haven't done turboprop. Helicopters in this game with the controller, I barely got through that. Barely. I wouldn't even try that. VIP got broken after New Year's. Maybe we'll push them to improve it across the board. Yeah, maybe that would be nice. VIP got broken after New Year's. That's possible. I don't know, because I just recently messed with VIP. Just cargo and flight sing. Yeah, and here's another thing. If you go to specialization, this has been broken ever since. Score flight sing or skydive aviation missions with a B or above. I cannot tell you the number that I have scored above with flight sing above a B. And I guarantee it's way more than 5. And yet, this still stuck at 0 of 5 and has been. Unceasingly, it will not move up no matter what I do. And I have done, you'll just have to take my word for it or not, I have done hundreds of flight sim missions and definitely had better than a B. And I can't get this to unlock. I don't mess with it. I don't mess with the skydiving. But in order to unlock the aerial advertising, all you need is level 12, which I have, commercial pilot license, which I have, and then 5 flight sim or skydive aviation missions with a B or above. Like I said, I haven't done the skydive, but I've done many, many flight sim and had way more that were B's or above than below. And I still at 0 of 5. I don't know, dude. I haven't tried it. I honestly have not tried it. I thought about trying it, but then now I'm not even seeing those missions. So let me see if I even have any skydiving missions. I don't even think they were in the U.S. I think the ones... Oh, that's another flight sim. I don't even see any. And that's the thing, like, this is Unreliable too. Maybe if I go to employee, there's some skydiving, or maybe it won't show anything because the game is buggy. let's go over here. That's agricultural. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe one of these. No. That's a medevac. There's a... I haven't even done a flight or a skydive. None of them. I don't think I have anyway. I don't remember doing any of them. I dread doing them. Miami missions as an employee. I don't know that I have. I tend to go with the freelancer because you get more money and what is that? That's Palm. Where the hell is Miami? Down there. I knew it was way down here somewhere. That's a 737. I wouldn't try that. See, they don't pay very much. Whoa, some of them are, but that's all 737, isn't it? Yeah, these are all 737. I don't like trying that with the controller. I'd have to go in and mess with the settings for hours. Otherwise, these are all crap money. If I go to freelancer, I have to back out and do this to get it to load. West Palm Beach, aerial advertising. Jesus. Where the hell is Palm Beach? Isn't that over on the west side? Or maybe it is on the right side. I don't know. I've never lived in Miami nor Palm Beach. That's Royal Palm Beach. What's that? Oh, it's got to be over here. I've lived in Jacksonville and I've lived in Pensacola, Florida, and surrounding areas of Jacksonville and Pensacola, Florida. Never Miami and never Palm Beach, so I don't know much about them. What is that? Swap to an employee. Yeah, 737, 737, 737. All these are going to be 737. He wants to explore. Yeah, these are all flight seeing. I just don't understand the missions. They don't. Sometimes they're random. They don't make sense. I don't know. Try zooming out. All right. Oh, there's an advertising. Yeah, but I can't get that unlocked because it won't give me credit for the 5 missions I need. I swear to God, dude. Yeah, I know. So that's the advertising. I mean, I'd like to try that. I mean, I would, but again, this has been stuck like this since the beginning, and I promise you, I've had way more than 5 flight sayings with a B or above. Skydiving. See, I've got most of this stuff. The charter service I need. That's another one. I've done more than 2 of those and gotten a B above be or above. I'm positive. Aerial firefighting, I'm not really. So I need these. That with a controller, I don't think so. That with a controller, probably not. That with a controller is probably doable. That's definitely doable. And this would be doable. Maybe I can find a skydive. Maybe a skydive would work since it doesn't like the flight sim. Shit. Wrong button. Just wrong button. Yeah, that's, yeah. Maybe I can trigger it to do. It's just like, it's just another thing. Like, it doesn't, they tell you one thing, but it's not correct. Let's see if there's any sky. No, that's advertising, freight, explorer, flight. That's a 737. Nope. In real life events based randomly in real life, so unless you have that area of the map, Microsoft decides to use that day. The big VIP planes are a scam. Huh. Yeah, see, I even bought to try to do, what was it? And this plane was like 690 or 710 or something like that. And I wanted to keep it to the single engine prop because otherwise you run into issues trying to use a controller if you've got multiple engines and it's more complex aircraft. You have more things to try to get on there and you can't get them bound. And even when you want to bind them, it doesn't bind them correctly. So I just bought this because it's just another single engine and it's big enough to do VIP and whatnot. I didn't know about the whole other thing though that you just said. I mean, that makes sense. Why wouldn't they do that like that? Why wouldn't they? I mean, at this point, I don't even know why I question what they're doing because they're just doing whatever, whether it makes sense or not. I would like to find a skydiving and try skydiving out. Maybe I need to go back over here and do this one and see if that gives me credit for it. I'll see if I can get it done. Maybe it'll give me 1 out of 5 or whatever. The last part is a scam. It got bugged out New Year's. But the last part of that VIP is a scam. See, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I don't doubt you. Dude, I wouldn't question anything about this game right now being absolutely fucked. I wouldn't. I've seen enough. I've dealt with enough, and I've documented enough in my previous videos that I don't put anything past them. So let's try this. Let's see if I can get credit for one of those. What was I at before? 1 out of 5. Finish as fast as possible. Keep stable during jump. Land smoothly. Drop with precision. Well, I mean, hopefully I don't have to have something bound to tell them to jump. Yeah, medium cargos. Yeah, 44 mil. Fucking shit, dude. Are you trying to do that? Are you using an actual yoke where you can bind more things? Or are you trying to do that with a controller? Fly one of those. Because, man, you're braver than I am if you're trying to use a fucking controller for that. I'm not, I wouldn't even attempt that. Flying the 737 to get the qualification for it was a pain because it locks the thing in a detent. Trying to use it, it's just.
All right, skydivers, it's showtime. The next group up is with Jumpmaster TT. Now's your chance to ask her any questions.
It's a pain in the ass.
Show us your best
So
smile.
small or single engine planes are about all I mess with the controller and right now even with the yoke. 44 mil, dude. That's something. Oh shit, I should have had him board first.
All right, folks, let's get this party started.
Technically, you're supposed to open the
5
window
on 5 Devil.
and
Everybody
yell
make your
out,
way onto the aircraft.
clear prop,
Same exit order we
as
discussed
loud as
back at the
possible before you
clubhouse,
start the
okay?
plane. Technically. Controller for the takeoffs and landings. Once you get in the air, swap to mouse and do all the insides. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I use the mouse. Even with the because like this is like oversensitive or undersensitive when I try to use it. So I don't even try. I just use the mouse and I have things bound to the mouse to go to the different stuff. It's a lot easier using all this. Yeah, it's you still need the mouse.
Pilot, let's give a round of
Even with
applause
the
to our
yoke, I
two
use the
candidates
mouse
for this
because
jump.
trying to move around
Treat
like
them
this with
extra
the yoke
special, please.
hat
Let's go.
is a pain
All
in the
right,
ass.
let's
and trying
make this
to
a jump to remember.
interact with things.
I want to see smiles on those rock star faces when we're back here.
The mouse is a necessity.
Lima Echo, Alpha Papa Traffic Devil, Sierra Papa Uniform 189er is taxiing to runway 17.
Let's see if it'll let me save my thing now. So that should save. That should be my default camera.
Is everyone
1.
ready to go?
So it should
Love
go back
it.
to that. Nope, it goes
So,
back up to that. It absolutely
important
won't even
reminder.
recognize. It
We're
was
here to
working
have
fine
fun,
till the
but your
night, then it
security
just
is our
stopped. Now I
priority,
can't
so listen to what I
change
say
the
at all times.
save camera. It's
Last check, buckle up.
It's whatever.
Helmet, eye shield, altimeter. You confirm? Great.
these AI people are dumb. And trying to do the throttle up, not because it won't let me bind it to the stick. It's a pain in the dick. You have 24 mil already? Jesus Christ, dude. I was happy when I got up to 800K to be able to buy the VIP fucking plane. 20 something mil, that's... You must have been putting just straight fucking flying missions, and I don't even know how you would have gotten that. And you've been putting your money in the penny bank. That's for sure. 24 fucking mil. I don't think I have the patience to do that. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe this will give me credit. I just don't understand why say flight seeing or skydiving to unlock that and then it not be flight seeing. Oh, I know why. It's Asobo and Microsuck, and they need to fix it. Jesus Christ. Huh. You got a lot of planes. I think I've got maybe 5. Now, I do know that the more that you fly, if you set your other planes to crew a bit able to use them, the more you fly, it bases their income off of how long you fly. So I do try to put in some time, and so that they make more money too for me. But sometimes it doesn't seem to work right. Like, they don't seem to make what you'd think they'd make. I don't know. All right.
Lima Echo, Alpha Papa, Traffic Devil, Sierra Papa Uniform 189er, taking off runway 17 South departure.
And we're just going to do it like it's a soft field. I'm just going to keep rolling into the takeoff. See if I can get this shit to work right. It'd be great if it at least gave me credit for one of them with the skydiving. Alright, throttling up. Airspeed's alive. Looks like we don't have any crosswind really. 55, rotate. Right rudder to compensate for
Hey, Solo
P
7
factor
Devil.
and torque
I've
and all that
uploaded relevant
crap.
data onto your map. Quick update anyway. Your drop axis today is into the wind, heading 145 degrees true. Current on-site speed is 12 knots. Check your map regularly so you can adjust your flight.
Yeah, I haven't done any of
Keeping
these.
tabs and
I'm
everything
not
from
sure how
my
well
end.
this is going to
Time
work.
to soar now. See you in a few minutes, guys.
$1 mil passive income. Jesus Christ. 40 planes. Fuck. Jesus, that's a lot of passive. Yeah, I know. I get it. Don't sing. Don't sing. I hope I don't have to press a button that I don't have bound to tell these people to jump out. Because I've not done any of these before. This is my first skydiving, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see what happens. I guess you'll get to see me crash and burn or failed a mission. Congratulations, you'll be the first one to see me fail a skydiving mission. Let's see. Not over yet. The fat lady hasn't sung.
All right, people. I'm your jump master. Everyone calls me Titi. Few reminders.
See, she doesn't sound bad, but some of them are horrible.
As I explained on the ground, you need to be able to jump if anything goes wrong.
That's true.
Green light is at 10,000 feet. We take the leap from the aircraft in free fall for 60 seconds before deploying the parachute.
Jesus Christ. Fun. Someone owning 40 planes in this game. They must have the best lottery for this game and not have all the bugs or something. I don't know. I couldn't. I don't know that I could get to that point in this game the way it is. One of the things I'm bad at is I tend to not want to use the rudder like I should when I bank and I'm trying to turn the plane. And what's funny is I did that off and on in real life too when I was flying a 172. I would, for some reason, I just would bank and pull back and not use the rudder to aid in the turn. And I notice I do it in the game as well, so I'm trying to get out of that habit and use the rudder like you're supposed to.
Ready to roll? Hold stop. I don't have a choice now.
That's just, I just can't imagine that. But yeah, I stand by my comments. This game is buggy, broken, inconsistent, illogical, unreliable. Just not in everything all the time. But always something. And I'm just like, come on, people, fix this damn game. It could be such a good game with the career mode. They had such good ideas, but they're dropping the ball.
Swallowing through the clouds like an inane.
Some of these things should not have come out. Like I said, they should not have been released like this. There's no excuse for that. There's no way they couldn't have known. There's no way, no one can convince me that they didn't know about a lot of these problems and just said, screw it, send the game out. That's just like, that is just piss poor planning, in my opinion. It's just bad. But then sometimes you get nice smooth scenery. Well, kind of smooth. You get to look around.
Can we grab a quick drink before we jump?
Yeah, grab a quick drink,
Have to
lady.
wait until we get back down now.
Make it a
Just
whiskey.
make sure you focus on enjoying the jump and nothing else.
That's what you'd have to give me to make me want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Whiskey. Military couldn't pay me enough to jump out of planes. Only way I'd jump out of a plane is if it was going to crash and I had a parachute and my only option was to jump out of the plane and I had enough time and warning. Then I'd do it. I wouldn't need a green light. I wouldn't need somebody screaming to do it.
Hope I remember to
just
pull
do
the
it.
cord. Don't worry, our gear comes with a safety device.
Oh, a safety device.
Even if you forget to pull the cord, your reserve parachute will open.
Yeah, but doesn't it open a lot lower? I don't know much about parachuting. It's something I am ignorant in the subject matter. I'm going to go ahead and climb above this, just so it's less climbing I have to do when I have to turn as well. Yeah.
Good idea to book this jump with us. From here, Castello de Ambris is a real treat for the eye. Would have been a shame missing this spot.
Yeah, I agree. It would have been a shame. Definitely would have been a shame. Jesus. I've also had pathways, those things, that have put me directly into mountains if I actually follow them. I think that needs some fixing as well.
No, don't worry, it's not that chilly out there.
Not that chilly. It's not flying me in the clouds. I was wondering why that engine is so loud. I just realized because the door is open. Or there isn't a door. Maybe they took it off. I don't think the Cessna 172 is the optimal parachuting plane. Oh my god, it did it again. You can auto set it to the one tank. I swear to god, dude. Watch it tell me that I need to have something bound that I don't have bound to the controller. And they're going to have to jump out because I'm going to fly this thing into a mountain. Or something that may be mounting. Maybe I can get this one done and maybe it'll count. I would like to try some of the aerial advertising. guys didn't know. Alright, we need to get best way to climb or something to get up to here. Oh, I'm good. I got this. Ooh. 80 knot climbs. Fun. Pretty good. I wish the GPS line would always align with those like it's doing now. A lot of times it isn't. It's offset for some reason. Fuck, I wish if they just fix the control scheme and some of the stupid bugs in this game, they could polish this game up, it would be phenomenal. We'll see if I get credit for this. Since it says flight sim or skydiving. Maybe the flight sim just doesn't work. Maybe the skydiving will. Find out. 9 knot mics out. So lurchy though.
Devil Solo 72 minutes green light.
Devil Solo 72 minutes green light. Devil Solo 7, 2 minutes green light. I need to fix their AI. And yes, I'm gonna bitch about this game until they fix it. And I'm going to document it until they fix it. And once they fix it, and the controls work right, maybe the AI sounds more human, I will absolutely point that out and tell Obo and Microsoft they did a good job finally. Until then, they can go fornicate each other. And I will continue pointing out what I want to point out. Maybe it'll save somebody some trouble. Most of these shills and hacks on fucking Twitch and YouTube weren't being shills and hacks and pointed out this stuff and didn't purposely avoid it. You get the word out and put pressure on Obo and Microsoft to fix their shit. They're more worried about the money and the popularity and getting free stuff from them and access to other games. If you're not going to be true to yourself about it, I guess the money's more important to them than the free shit and access is more important to them than being honest with their own viewers. And yes, it's absolutely dishonest. Whether it's lying or lying by omission, you're still fucking lying. If you know, and there's no way they couldn't know, you can't convince me that all these people that review these games, they completely skip over all the bad, they just don't show it. And all they do is point out the good. And yes, they know about the bad. You can't convince me otherwise. I found out it took me 3 or 4 hours to start getting into the nitty-gritty of the game and figured out the shit wasn't working right. Those shills and hacks, they knew too when they put out their videos and when they put out their videos. Like, oh, I'm just not going to include that. Microsoft might not give me some access to something, or I might not get paid as much to review their game, or I might not get early access. It's just, this fucker's gonna eat a dick, a bag of dicks, and choke on the last one. Tired of this shit. Tired of those shills and hacks. Show the bad too. Let people make their own decision. You're seeing everything. Alright. Here comes the moment of truth. Do I have to have something special bound to tell these people to jump? Feet, 72 knots. Jesus Christ, I gotta slow down. $150 degrees, 10,000 feet, 72 knots. $40, 67, 150, 149, 48.
Jump. Claim your prize, folks. Go.
Can I watch him? Oh, I can. Yeah, we're going to be stalling here in a second if I don't get some airspeed. Okay.
Solo 7 Devil Divers away.
Legendary run, guys. Now, time for the debrief.
Alright, we're gonna throttle all the way down. Hopefully I don't run into any of the skydivers on the way down. Probably a good idea that I keep going the way it wants me to go. Funnel back there. Wish I could close that damn door. they took it off the hinges. Guess they didn't want it hitting them as they tried to get out. I'm going to try to cut this pattern short. So I can get on the ground and see if it gave me credit. Knot descent. It's like about 1,200 to 1,400 feet per minute. Level off down here a little bit and then make my turn. We can go ahead and start turning. Just a slow descending turn. I like that death spiral that some people do. Graveyard spiral, whatever it's called. And they lose track of where they're at. End up spiraling slowly into the ground because they've got vertigo. They don't know what the hell's going on. They lose some altitude. My right tank isn't caught up to my left tank yet because it started me on the left tank, so I'll leave that there for landing. We should be alright. Bleed some airspeed. Trim up a little bit. Increase the throttle. Flaps are still up. Alright. Auxiliary speed. We got it pretty well trimmed out. Is pretty good. And the descent for right now. It's just a pain in the ass to use the A button and the B button for throttle in this game because it won't let me bind it correctly to other things. I'd much rather be able to hold like the RB button and use the right stick, but the game just won't acknowledge it. It's not even acknowledging what was working before today. Although some of those other bindings aren't working. Pick up some flaps. Down some flaps. A little slow.
Echo, Alpha Papa Traffic Devil Sierra Papa Uniform 189er is in final runway 17 to land.
Knots about. Watch the trees. Okay, killing the throttle. Now I'm gonna make it to the runway. With the ground effect.
Optimize your rotation. We're losing too much time.
Fuck you. Optimize these nuts. Now I gotta try to get turned around. It's gonna ding me for going off the fucking thing, probably. Oh, maybe not. I'm surprised. And then another hold short.
Lima Echo, Alpha Papa Traffic Devil, Sierra Papa Uniform 189er is taxiing to parking.
It's telling me to stop at the parking stand. I read that out because I've often had it tell me to do that, and then I start moving, and it dings me and tells me, oh, you should have waited. And all these people walking back and forth in front of my...
Not bad, Cap. Come see me, and I'll show you how to improve your game.
My game was fine, thank you. Wow, 0% execution. I don't know that I could have done that much faster. Everything went perfectly, apparently, except for execution time. Even though everything went perfectly, except for execution time. And it went perfectly. Fucking shit. This is gonna ding me. This is why I don't do a lot of these missions. Yup, look at that. Look at that shit. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Unfucking believable. Let's see if it gave me any credit. Nope, still 1 out of 5. So, flight sing doesn't work with a B. Well, did I have a B on the aviation or on the skydive? I don't know. I don't remember. But I know I've had hundreds of these that were a B or above, and I'm still at 1 out of 5. I don't remember what the skydive one was. Fuck's sakes, dude. Alright, that's enough. I think I've had enough of this damn game. This alpha test I paid for. So, yeah, people, you can come on here and you can disagree, and we can go back and forth. But if you're going to come to my channel, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, no offense to the last dude, but if you're going to come to my channel, you're making the choice to come to my channel. So to come to my channel and complain about me pointing out the negatives, I ask if you have stock in the company or you just don't understand how this works, how communication. And if you can do that and come to my channel and make your comments and do it in adult I got no problem. Do it in adult fashion, say what you got to say. We'll go back and forth, whatever, and we'll talk about the facts. Dude came on. He started off a little rough. Started wanting to insult, blame it on things, and I'm just calling out what I already said. I don't candy coat. And so I told him what I thought about it and his approach. And then he corrected it, which I got to give him props for. He corrected it. Most people these days don't take any accountability and refuse to correct shit. And he and I had a fruitful conversation. His opinions, my opinions, some matched, some we disagreed. And I got no problem with that. You know what I mean? But it's just adult communication. Most people today have lost that skill. It seems to be a lost art, and people can't disagree or have a conversation where they get to the facts of the case without having to resort to other things, ad hominem attacks or personal attacks or whatever. But hey, I'll give that guy props. At least he corrected it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're not going to see the communication, and you'd have to catch it on Twitch and also have pop up the previous live communications to be able to see the chat. And you'll have to do that before Twitch deletes it. Otherwise, if you're watching on YouTube, you're just going to hear me making comments to the guy. You're not going to see his comments, and that's, it's whatever. But the deal is, I got no problem with him. He corrected his shit. We had our conversation. He's welcome to come back to the channel, and we can go back and forth about what's right or wrong and what makes sense and what doesn't. And that's the way I look at free speech and communication. In any case, yeah, I think I'm all done with this game for right now. I think I'll play some Farming Simulator. It's a little more reliable and consistent. So, again, I will say this. My opinion has not changed. The game is buggy. The game is unreliable. The game is inconsistent. The game is illogical. And the game is broken. However, it's not broken everywhere, but everywhere there's things broken. That's the only way I can describe it. If you watched it, well, then you watched it. Either way, enjoy your day.